And as we come on the air tonight at 11, Democrat State Senator Tim Kennedy is now Congressman-elect Tim Kennedy. With nearly all of the vote counted now, Kennedy won the 26th District special election by a 2-to-1 margin over Republican West Seneca Town Supervisor Gary Dixon. And good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Levin.
And I'm Mary Alice Demler. 2 on your side is your election headquarters for Decision 2024, and we have live team coverage for you tonight. 2 on your side's Andy Payton is standing by after hearing from Gary Dixon tonight.
But we begin tonight with our Nate Benson, who just spoke with Tim Kennedy in the last few minutes. Nate?
Yes, Scott and Mary Alice, it was quite the celebration here at the Pierce Arrow Museum, with lingering supporters still behind me, as you can see, and the music pumping through the PA system. But as you said at the top of the show, New York State Senator is now Congressman-elect Tim Kennedy. He won by a 2-to-1 margin. The Associated Press calling the race just 17 minutes after the polls closed at 9:17. A really quick turnaround for those poll results. Again, results are still trickling in, but Kennedy has over 60% of the votes so far. Now remember, the special election happened because former Congressman Brian Higgins resigned on February 2nd. That triggered the special election and opened the door for Kennedy to run for Congress. During his victory speech, Kennedy thanked his opponent, West Seneca Town Supervisor Gary Dixon, and pledged that he would do whatever he could to help him and the West Seneca community while in Congress. Kennedy recalled growing up during a time when people were leaving Western New York and how that drove him to begin volunteering and his political career. He went on to talk about fighting for issues like Affordable Care Act, women's reproductive health, combating gun violence, and even called for an assault weapons ban. After his speech, I asked the congressman about a divided Washington and how he plans to try and bring it together. Take a listen.
Yeah, I think everybody's concerned about the dysfunction of Washington, and that's why I'm going there. We're going there to fix it, to change it, to make a difference, and to make sure that our government down in Washington is reflective of the people of this great country. The people of this country deserve better than what the MAGA Republican extreme leadership in Congress is delivering for it today. And that's why this message sent today out of the 26th Congressional here in Western New York wasn't just a message out of our community. It was a message for America, that people know that they deserve better than what they're getting right now down in Congress, and they're demanding it. And so I believe that this election is reflective of what's going to happen this coming November.
Now, I asked Congressman if he would try to get himself on the Transportation Committee since he was the chairman in the New York State Senate. He said that would certainly be a natural fit. Now, Kennedy's on the primary ballot for June, but he will be the only Democrat on the primary ballot in June because today Nate McMurray confirmed that the state BOE rejected his signatures to be on that ballot. So again, Kennedy will be the only Democrat on the ballot. That makes his way through the November election, where he will then run for Congress yet again. Kennedy also said that he will likely be sworn in within the next 2 weeks. So certainly he's got a lot of work to do staffing up and getting his office ready in Washington for when he is sworn in. My colleague Andy Payton is at the Dixon campaign, where the mood is a little bit different tonight. Andy?
Yeah, Nate, I guess you could say that, right? I think you can already hear that it's a lot different than what it sounds like over there for you guys. In fact, I don't know if you can see behind us here, but we've actually already cleaned up for the night. But it was just over an hour ago now that we heard from Supervisor Dixon here, and he conceded this race. The West Seneca supervisor still striking a note of accomplishment for his efforts here, despite the AP, as you mentioned, calling this race in just about 17 minutes here. Now, I did have the chance to catch up with Mr. Dixon after he spoke with his supporters and really ask him what he thought it was that ultimately led to voters siding with Kennedy tonight. Take a listen to this.
Well, I think it's several factors. It was very short, so not a lot of time to get the name recognition and the message out. And then there's a bit of a disparity in resources, which goes to that also. But I mean, I think certainly the time period played a factor.
Yeah, as you just heard there, the West Seneca supervisor really pointing to that almost 4-month gap of catch-up that he had to play here between Kennedy entering this race and when he received the GOP endorsement. Now, as far as where Dixon goes from here, the GOP chairman, Michael Cracker, told us tonight that they have a candidate right now in the election in November, and that's Anthony Marecki. But he did say that as far as Dixon goes, he thinks his best days are ahead of him here in Western New York, guys. So we'll have to wait and see what exactly that could mean. But for now, live and on your side in West Seneca, Andy Payton, Channel 2 News.
Andy, thank you.